Hmm. Hello everyone, am I audible? Hi Ashish, hi Vani. Hello, am I audible to everyone? Hello Pranita, hello Saili, hi Nidhi, Karthik, Madhur. Hello everyone, very good afternoon. Mhm. I'm great, Vani, I'm great. Yeah. Is my screen visible? No problem. We're gonna solve all your doubts today. So in the first half, uh, we'll just take 15 minutes to complete this, the thing that we left off yesterday about the async and await. So we'll complete that. And then after that, we'll see yesterday, last Saturday's search all out that some people were asking. I hope they're here so that they can clear their doubts in the search, whatever they had. And then we can move ahead to the thing that I promised yesterday, right? Set interval image slider that we want to make today. We'll make that. And if we get time, then we'll solve all your doubts, whatever you have. JavaScript validations. So you want, okay, we can do that. We can do that. If we want to do a client side validation, yeah, we can do that. Not a problem. It's not a problem. It's just we have to take values. Okay, fine. Yeah, we are also going to do that, Axel. Fetch API for sure. That is we have today. Fine then. We'll also do fetch API. We'll also do a JavaScript form validation, very basic one. I'll also show you how to use regular expressions. Yep, we are going to use request and callbacks. Yes, yes. We are going to request to an actual the thing that I showed you yesterday, right? The JSON placeholder site where there is a fake API that we can call, right? So we are going to use fetch API and we'll call. Yes, Karthik, we'll do a lot. Don't worry. In editor, it shows actually, Hashish. It shows if it is returning a promise. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm back. What is DOM? Madhur, are you asking this? Sir, this keyword is yeah, it's there. We learned it, right? We learned about this in the I feel maybe in the second session or third session, right? Madhur, we discussed about DOM, right, in the first lecture. Let's see, Pradumna, if we can create a project. I think we'll extend the session a little bit today. So if we can, we'll definitely create the project. We learned about DOM, Madhur, right? We learned about DOM, document object model, the tree structure that the browser creates when you execute your HTML page. And we actually manipulate that thing only by using JavaScript, right? Fine. Then let's continue where we left off yesterday. So we learned yesterday how to handle promises, right? We'll also discuss model. We'll again discuss it. Not a problem at all. Right? So I hope everyone remembers, right? We yesterday we handled promises. Right? So we learned how to write then. So a quick revise. What was a promise? It was basically an object. It performs asynchronous task for you. So whatever task you want to perform asynchronously, you can basically pass that in a promise. If you're creating your own promise, right? If you're creating your own promise. So whatever asynchronous task you have, you want to perform. If you want to perform an asynchronous task, you can just pass it in a promise, right? And promise has two inbuilt functionalities: resolve and reject. So if your task is done, you just resolve and pass the data, and if it is not, you just reject it. And whenever you are like wherever you're handling a promise, just call that function. Inside then you can write your resolved code. If the promise is resolved, you can write everything in then. And if the promise is rejected, you can write everything in catch. Simple logic, right? I hope everyone understood this yesterday. Very simple logic. Whenever you want to perform an asynchronous task or you have a task that you want to get performed asynchronously, you can just pass it in a promise. You have a resolve and reject. Your task is completed, pass a resolve with the data, If it is not, pass a reject, and wherever you want to handle, just handle it. I hope everyone was clear with this, right? I hope people revisited the session and understood promises. If you just remove that callback wala funda from your mind, na, this promises ka section is very easy. If you just remove that callback wala funda, just don't think of it. Just, sir, can you tell infinite scrolling thing? Infinite scrolling as in what? Let's see if we can create that if we get time. Line 29. No, it should not be user.0, right? It should not be user.0 because we already passed user of 0 only. So it's actually passing an object from here, not an array. We already passed user of 0. And then after there, it's coming in response, right? And we are passing the same response in update user. So basically this user, this particular user is actually having this user of 0. It's just names are same, but actually this user is actually having this user of 0 only, right? Because this is the response, and this is the response that we are passing to update user, right? So it is directly coming here. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can use any other name, but it's just you can say like a very good code format to write resolve reject so that you can understand it at any time, at any place in your code. It's just it's a standard way of writing it. That's all. You can write anything actually, not a problem. It's just you just have to have two parameters. That's all. Right? So let's see how we can handle the promises in a more easier way. Fine. So let's try to understand that. So what I'll do is I'll just comment this out, and I know I have two functions, right? I know I have two functions. I have get user data, which gives me the user, right? Remember this thing. I have two functions. I have get user data, which gives me the user. I take response from it and pass it to the update user. And basically, before passing data to update user, I first has to execute get user data. Get user has to be executed so that I can get the response and pass it to update user, right? So basically, I have to wait till I have got the user from get user data so that I can pass it to update user, right? And for waiting, I'm using this then, right? So I'm saying first, please call get user data. Until and unless it is done, don't do anything. If it is done, then it will be resolved. And once it is resolved, this then will be called, and I'm then calling update user. So it's basically working in a like synchronous, you can say a synchronous format, a very basic synchronous. First, get user data will be executed. It will wait. Update user will wait until you get the user data, and then it will pass. Right? This is how promises are working. So there's one more way of doing it. You can just go on here. Let's say we create a function named call everything, right? We create a function named call everything. I always forget this function. Okay. Fine. So now let's go and call get user data, right? We called get user data. Now, normally when we call get user data, we use this. Then if we want, we can make this code look more cleaner. The functionality will be same, but we can make it look more cleaner. What we can do is we can just go on here and we can add a keyword named await. Right? We can just add a keyword named await, and then store it somewhere. This whatever you're getting from get user data, store it somewhere. So let's write let response equals this. Now what happens here is, let's say you have some line after this, right? You have some line after this. So in the previous code, we wrote dot then to handle it, so that we can specify that please first execute get user data and then only execute afterwards. If get user data is not complete, don't do anything. If get user data is complete, then move ahead. But if you don't want to write that dot then and everything, what you can do, you can just add a await keyword. So now what will happen after adding await keyword, when this get user data will be called, until and unless it is completed and you have got the response in this variable, this await keyword will help you. It will basically tell you get user data, like not to pass the execution control forward. Wait till it is complete. Wait till it is complete. So basically, I'm not writing then now for it to wait and then do something else. I'm just writing an await keyword. It basically tells our function first complete your execution and then only move ahead. Until unless you're completed, don't move ahead. So this is what await does. Wait till you get completed. Once you're completed, we've got the response, then only you can move ahead. So basically, this await keyword stops the execution control to get passed to some other line. Wait till you get completed. Is it clear? Is it easy to understand? In previous times, we wrote then. So complete it, then move ahead. Now this await is doing the same thing without writing then. Wait till you get completed. Once you complete it, then move ahead. Are we getting this await keyword? Is it easy? In this case, you don't have to write then and everything. It will just wait until it is completed. And once it is completed, it will move ahead. Are we clear with this await keyword? Is it easy to understand? Perfect. So whenever you are using an asynchronous task, you can just write await. Whenever you want to stop a task until it is completed, like stop the execution to be passed to some other line until it is completed, you can just write an await keyword. That's all. Right? And then once you get the response, just go on and use that into the update function. So basically that update is doing nothing, it's just printing, right? So I can just call await. First, let's see what I'm getting in response, right? Let's see. Console.log response. And now, remember this thing. Yes, Shubham, this is your last session. I mean, it does not wait. Yes, sir, but it sometimes doesn't work and moves ahead. What to do? No, it always waits. It doesn't move ahead. It always waits. That's why await is for. If you don't write it, it will never wait. It will just move ahead like a synchronous task. That's why we're writing await, right? Sometimes I have never faced that thing. Sometimes it moves ahead. Let's see. If we get it here, then we'll try to solve it. Don't worry. Now, remember one thing. Whenever you add a await keyword inside a function, so let's say you're writing a function, and inside the function there is an asynchronous task that has an await keyword. Basically, whatever has an await keyword will 100% be a asynchronous task. So whenever you're creating a function and it has if it has one or more asynchronous tasks going on inside it, what you have to do is you just have to add a async keyword before the function. That's all. That's all you have to do. This is not an error actually. This is that was not an error. This was VS Code was slow. That's all. Fine. So whenever you have a asynchronous task inside your function, basically that you're using an await keyword, you just have to add a async. That basically shows that this is an asynchronous function. It is performing a lot of asynchronous tasks. Today, Shreyans, let's see if we get time to work on the project. Are we clear with async and await? So whenever you're creating a function which has a lot of asynchronous tasks, or let's say only one asynchronous task going inside it, and you have an await keyword, you always have to add an async keyword. So using this await, we can prioritize our functions. It basically works in a synchronous way then. So whatever you write first will get executed first. It's just like that. Whatever you write first, so you can write multiple tasks and add await before them. So whatever you write first, it will get executed first. It becomes synchronous then. It just works like synchronous. Complete this, then complete the next one, so wait till it is completed, then complete the next one, then complete the next one. Just goes like this. So basically, what you're doing is you have a synchronous task, but they are working in a synchronous way now. They're waiting to get completed and then moving ahead. Is it clear? And await never works without async. So you always remember they work together. Is that clear? Are we clear? Right? You might have seen these keywords a lot in today's modern JavaScript, and it is quite confusing to understand. But I hope you understood it. It's not that confusing, right? That we thought. Pramod, it's not tough if you create a class and if you have a function again, same. If let's say, just for a demo, if you have a class, right? If you have a class and it has this function inside it, that's all. It's totally same, right? It's totally same. Totally same. Not a problem at all. There are some differences that we can do, but right now we can't just do that because we have never learned in this session object-oriented JavaScript. So in future, if I teach you people object-oriented JavaScript, then I'm definitely going to show you how to do it. Don't worry about it. So let's see if we can solve it. If I can show a little bit of that in today's session, Pramod. But we have never learned in this session about object-oriented. Is it clear to everyone? Are we cleared, everyone? Please tell me. Please let me know, everyone. Are we cleared with this? Async and await structure. So see, now we have, so basically first, yes, you can perform Pramod. Yes, you can. Not a problem. You can just check it out. Pramod, you can just go and perform this thing. You can do that in where object and all the bracket. You can do that. It's totally same. No difference will be there. Totally same. Pramod, it will be totally same. Because again, you have to call this, right? You have to call everything function. You have to call this function. So basically, you have created a function and you have to call it. To get it executed, same. Just add an async and await. It will not change anything. Add async and await, and that's all. It's totally same, no difference, right? So first, we solved the callback problem. So we were having a lot of callbacks. So to ease it out, we used promises so that we understood it better. We understood how to handle asynchronous tasks in a more better way using promises. And after that, we also learned how to handle promises even more better, in a more better way by using await. And now it's just a simple one addition of await. That's all. Everything is solved. Now we don't have callbacks. We don't have this dot then. In future, there might be places there you have to use this dot then. But the callbacks are completely replaced. Callbacks in asynchronous tasks are completely replaced with the help of promises. So you don't have to think about callbacks now. You just use this sometimes if needed, or if not needed, you can just use this. Not a problem at all. Are we cleared? Are we cleared, everyone? Sometimes you might have to catch errors, right? If there can be cases you have to catch errors, you can just go on and still continue with this. If you have to catch errors, and if you're sure that it will gonna give some response, just write this much and that's all. Now let's see if it is still working. If I'm getting my response in console.log, let's just see. Let's check. Copy path. Let's see our console. Inspect. So there's an object. Very easy, right? Simple. Now let's do one thing. Let's do the second line. Let's pass this in update user. And update user is basically, okay, is update user giving me something? Yes, update user is also passing me user. Perfect. Not a problem at all. Just go on and write let user equals await. So whatever function is giving you a promise, you can just add an await. Basically, if it is an asynchronous task, and then you can just pass the above response in this. Right? The same thing we did here, right? We got a response from get user data, and we passed it in update user. Same thing. We got a response from get user data here, and we passed it in update user and getting the user back. And now what we can do, we can just go on and write console.log, right? And let's do one thing. We also print our response actually, so we can see if we're getting the updated user back. The same thing that we did yesterday. That's all. The same thing that we did yesterday. Save it. Refresh. So then listen. See now. One is before update that we have Getika and the updated user. Same Getika because it is an async task, right? It is an async task because again it is returning me promise. So it is an async task. Update is like we have made like this. We have made update as an async task. In this case, we have made our update user as async task. It is also returning a promise, right? So we have to handle it. Because when you actually perform an update operation to a web service, that time it will be an asynchronous task. So basically, we are mimicking the behavior, right? If we wanted, we can make update user a very normal function without any asynchronous, without any promise and all. But we were just mimicking the behavior, the actual behavior of a calling it, like calling the API. So we got the user by mimicking the same behavior and writing a promise. And same with get user waits. That's totally fine. Get user waits. But in this case, let's remove this thing, right? Let's just check. Let's see what's happening here. Right now, what will happen? Let's say if like it is a very normal function, right? Let's say we didn't handle it. That's fine. See, so now it returns a promise, a fulfilled promise, and then you have a data. Yes, there is no need. That's why I'm saying there is no need. But we were just mimicking a behavior because when like right now it will just get updated and give you the data. It will just get updated and give you the data. But when you're actually calling an update operation, when you're actually calling an update operation from the API, at that time it might take some time because it is sending a request to server, updating it there, and getting the data back. At that time, it might take a little time, right? So in that case, if we don't get a response, if we don't get a response in user, and if you're printing the user, in that case, this might come undefined. Getting my point? If let's say we are not awaiting it here, and now let's say, like right now it is just a normal function. But let's say it calls the server and it takes around 4 to 5 seconds to execute. But in that case, this is basically a synchronous task. So without getting a response in this user, we'll be printing the user and will print undefined for me. Right now it is a normal function. It is directly giving me data. It is giving me basically a fulfilled promise. Right? But let's see, even if you don't wait, like write await in front of your, like if you don't handle a promise, it just returns a promise, right? So writing await is basically handling a promise. It will go synchronously if Ashish, if we write await everywhere, it will go synchronously. Definitely, it will go. Right? These are two functions, right? Like you can see it, people. If you don't write await, you just get a promise, and again you have to extract data from it then. But if you write await, the data is by default extracted for you and given to you. So you have to handle promise either way, whether it is a normal function. If it is a normal function, it will just give you a promise. If you don't wait for it, it will just give you a fulfilled promise, and then you have to extract the data. But if you write await, the data will be by default extracted for you. So that's one more like feature of your await, so that like you have to use it. Are we clear with this? Are we clear? Please take example where there are 2-3 functions which awaits. Can we write await for normal functions? Yes, you can write. You can write if you feel they have to wait. You can write. Like await has two features, right? It extracts data from a promise and it waits. It lets your functions wait. So you can write. You can just check it out once. Not a problem at all. Yes, well, you're correct. Very correct. Yes, Pranita, you can write await. Not a problem at all. Okay, one more function. Okay, Ashish, on your demand, let's create one more function that, what can that function do? Okay, let's say that function updates the age, right? Ashish, let's do that. So update user is a function, and let's say I have a function. Come on, function update age, right? So I have a function update age, which gets user from somewhere. Again, doing almost the same thing, but instead of name, it is updating the age. Let's say whatever the age is, it is making it 45, right? Same thing. So now we have update age, right? So instead of console.logging, okay, fine. Let's console.log this user, and again, let's write up1 user. So that basically is updated one user. First update operation, and then let's say up2 user equals await update age, right? Now let's just do console.log up2 user. In the first function, I'll get the user. The second one, I'll update the name and return it. And in the third function, whatever object I've got, I'll just update its age and return it. Is it fine, Ashish? Is it good for you to understand now? Let's see. Refresh. So we got the user, we updated the name and printed it, and then we updated the age and printed it. Are we clear? And now what we can do is, now we can just remove this set timeout from here. We just don't need it now, because promise is by default handling the timing. So we were just mimicking the timing behavior, so that we can see that it was actually handling the time complexity of it. That it was actually handling the timing. It was waiting till the 3 seconds. That's why we put a set timeout. I hope you remember. There was set timeout was not required. We just put it there to show you that it was actually waiting for 3 seconds before executing anything. And now we know that it will actually wait, so that we can just remove set timeout and make it very normal, make it very simple, so that it comes very fast, right? So just just mimicking the behavior and it's removed. Maybe you get undefined if like data comes in like a very quick time. Then it's totally fine. But if it is not, and mostly it will not come very fast, so in that case, there will be no error, but in the variable that you're storing your response will be undefined. You will get undefined. Because it will take a little time, because it will be asynchronous task. So it takes time. Okay, Rashmi, you're late a little. Not a problem. Remember this thing we done? We used the .then function yesterday. So what was this for? We were saying get user data, and then we said, okay, once you get it, then perform this operation. So basically, .then was waiting for get user data to get performed, get executed completely, and then give the response, and then I'll execute. So basically, .then was waiting to get the data from get user data. So until and unless get user data is complete, .then does nothing. Once get user data is complete, then .then was used to perform all these operations, right? Same thing. If you don't want to use this scenario, you can write an await. What await does, actual same thing. So basically, what await does, if you're calling get user data here and writing await in front of it, now it will stop the execution control to go to the next line until and unless this get user data has completed and given me the response. Once it has completed, then await keyword will pass the control to the next line. So basically, await stops the execution for that particular function only. So until unless it is completed, the execution control will not be passed to the next line. So it makes the function wait till it is completed. Is it clear? So we have just replaced this a little complex syntax with this very easy syntax. And now if you compare the callbacks with promises, you'll understand how easy it has become, right? Is it easy now, guys? Is it easy? You understood promises, right? You understood how to handle it, and you understood promises. Totally easy, right? Simple. Return new promise, a very basic resolve and reject, whatever you want to perform, and then resolve or reject. So simple. So this was a quite complicated topic that even I took time to understand when I learned it, but I hope you learned it in 2 days. You understood it in 2 days, I hope. Okay, great. That's amazing. It's so cool. And so I'll just keep it here. I'll not touch it now. Now let's, so what is cookie and how to create, update, delete it, and what is strict mode. Also explain the close functionality for pop-up. Close functionality that we had in the in our pop-up that we created, Ayushi. Okay, I'll remember this thing. I'll explain. When we have like today we are like going to have a very big doubt session. So in that, please remember this and please again ask this question, same question. I'll explain what is cookie. I can't show you here, but I'll definitely explain what is cookie and how our close functionality is working. Not a problem. Cool. Fine. Now let's do one thing. Let's So yesterday we learned Ajax, right? Yesterday we learned Ajax. Basically, in that scenario, we were passing a request to a server, getting data from there, and we were getting the data and showing it in our application, right? So, but we perform that Ajax operation using jQuery. Now let's perform that Ajax operation using vanilla JavaScript. So let's say you don't want to use a jQuery library. You don't want to use a jQuery library, but you want to call to a network, you want to call a web service and get data from it, but without using jQuery, using Ajax in JavaScript. So basically now in vanilla JavaScript, we have something called as fetch API, and that is what we're going to use to perform Ajax operation to get data from network. Is that clear? So basically yesterday we learned it in jQuery and today we are doing it in vanilla JavaScript. So that we don't have to use any kind of jQuery, you can just write it down. So let's see how to perform Ajax operation using fetch API in vanilla JavaScript, in basic JavaScript. Fine. So let's say API.html. So I'm creating multiple files so that it's easy for you people to understand when I share all these files. API dot add some basic HTML. HTML. Let's copy the path once. That's good. So copy path. Paste it. Okay, let's link our script file. RC API.js. Very simple. Okay, let's perform. So now we have a fetch API that is inbuilt in JavaScript in the ES6 JavaScript, which basically helps you to perform Ajax operations, right? So in previous times before fetch API, we were having something called as an XML HTTP request object, which we used to perform, and it was quite complicated to write. But now we have fetch that is really very easy to write, right? So let's see how we can call a network and get data from that without using jQuery Ajax, but by using vanilla JavaScript Ajax and using the fetch API. So basically the operation that we are performing, that is an Ajax operation. That operation is known as Ajax, and we are performing it using the inbuilt fetch API. You can say fetch function. So let's just go to the site. JSON placeholder.paycode, the fake API, because we don't have our own API, but we're going to definitely learn how to create APIs of our own in the Merge Stack course. Okay, so now just go here and let's get this data about 10 users. So this is the URL that we have to hit to get this data. The same thing we did yesterday, right? The same thing we did yesterday. So this is the URL that you have to hit, and this is the JSON data that you will get. Let's perform it using the fetch API. So let's just go on our VS Code. Let's start writing. Fetch, right? Function. The parameter of it is basically the URL that you want to pass. Let's go on. Copy that. Paste. Now if you see, this fetch returns a promise. Can you see it? See this? This fetch returns a promise. No. Ajax and servlet are not same, not at all same. Ajax and servlet are not at all same. There's nothing similar between them. Ajax is a JavaScript operation which helps you to call data from server, APIs, and get data. And servlet is a Java technology which basically helps you to create Java mixed web pages, Java embedded web pages, right? So don't get confused between them. Totally different. Servlet is a technology which helps you to create Java embedded HTML pages. So basically mixed with HTML and Java. That is different. Ajax is basically a JavaScript operation which helps you to call a web service or an API to get data and put it in an application. So both are different money. Don't get confused. So see, this fetch API is basically returning a promise. This fetch function is returning a promise. So the exactly same like our function was returning, right? Are we understanding this? No, servlet is not a Java framework. But yeah, it is related to Java. It's not a Java framework directly. Fine, are we on the same page? Are we understanding this? We had our own functions, right? If you remember, we had our own functions. We had our own functions which were returning promise. So this get user data was returning a promise. So exactly the same, if you just go on this get user data, if we're calling it, you see, it was also returning a promise, right? It was also returning a promise. In the same case, our fetch API is also returning a promise, right? I'll repeat, Maria, don't worry. There's no CDN, like for what thing you need CDN, Geetika? Like if it is vanilla, you don't need any kind of CDN, right? In what sense you're asking about this CDN, in what case? Can you please explain, elaborate your question? Okay, so exactly same, our get user data was also returning a promise and our fetch API is also returning our fetch function is also returning a promise, right? So in the same way that we handled promise for our get user data by using .then and .catch, in the exact same way, we'll also handle promise here. Yeah, so jQuery is a library. That's why you use a CDN, basically so that you don't have to download it. But vanilla JavaScript is not a library. It's just a language that you write, right? That you can just write anywhere. You don't need a library for it. And for fetch API, there is no library. Fetch is directly available, just like your string functions, your loops, your you can say your various keywords. Fetch is directly available in JavaScript. You don't need any kind of CDN to get it from somewhere. It's not coming from a library or something. It's directly available. In JavaScript, fetch is directly available. It's an inbuilt function, Geetika. I think I understood your doubt. jQuery is a library that we have to get. So now we understood that fetch is also returning a promise. So let's handle it. So again, the same thing, right? Dot, then and catch, same methods. So let's just go down and start writing dot then. So whatever I'm getting, response. Now you'll see if you just print out this response, see what's happening. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Refresh. See, you got a response. Can you see it here? You got a response where you have body, then body use, then headers, then a lot of things. But we don't need like all this. We just need the data, right? We don't need everything from here. We just need the data. If we need, we can use them. But right now, we don't need any of them. We just need our data that we want. So for that, you have to convert your response into JSON format. So basically, it will give you data. Let's see if it is giving me data at least. Fine. So see, it is fulfilled, and again the value is in a promise value. So again you want to extract it. Again you have to extract it, right? So actually what is happening, even response.json is giving you a promise. Even response.json is returning a promise. That's why, see, you're getting a promise. See this? When I printed response.json, remember this every time, huh? Whenever you print something, whenever you print something on the console, and if it is returned like this, like it is a promise, that basically means that even this thing here that we are printing is returning a promise. So again, if it is returning a promise, we have to handle it. So simple. Remove this. Response.json. Again, dot. Then you can just write data and just go on and write console.log data. Now let's see. And here you go, all your data by using the fetch API. Even simpler than the jQuery Ajax. So we thought that jQuery Ajax was the simplest, right? You pass a method, you pass an URL, and then a success function. It's even simpler than that. So basically, fetch returns a promise, and we get a response. And response is like a whole lot of things, but we don't need everything. So we convert our response to JSON. And even response.json gives you a promise. So if anything is giving you a promise, you can just apply dot then, and then whatever you get from that, put it here. So basically, there might be some resolve in that is giving us data. That's all. So simple. Are we clear with this? So now, remember yesterday what I told? In future, you don't have to create promises. You just have to handle them. Remember what I said yesterday? In future, you don't have to create promises. You just have to handle them. And same case. Here we didn't create any promise. We just handled it. But we should also know how to create promises if we are performing our own asynchronous task. Don't say, it has reject. Exactly. You have catch. If in some case your URL is wrong or there is some kind of error in the backend that is not giving you data, you can handle it anytime. You just go on, write your dot catch, and if you get some error, that's totally fine. You just go on. Same it all promises have both the things, right? All the promises have both the things. So console.log error. So simple. If we get some error now, it is definitely going to show us error. Okay, let's try to do one thing. Let's put a wrong URL and let's see if we get anything. So no, it is not handling that thing. It is handling it here only. See. So again, so simple. So whatever error your server throws, you'll just get it. Are we clear with this? This is how you get data from server. Now we also have to see how to pass, if you want to post the data. Right now, we're not going to create any exact data, but we're just getting we're just going to use this fake API even to use the post request. So this is how you get data if you want to get a data from server using JavaScript, right? And it's very easy. I hope it's very easy, right? Remember, you have to read your code line by line, understand when it is a promise. If you don't understand something, like what it is returning or what it is giving, just console.log it, see what it is returning, and then move ahead. So debugging is very important. Keep logging and seeing what it is. That's all. People understood it, right? Okay. Very easy and very good. So this was a get request. So I'll just write here. Get request. And let's move ahead. Let's use a post request to the same API. Let's just comment this out for some time. Now see it, it's very important how you pass a post request. So basically in post request, in get request, so it means fetch to use to get data. Yes, exactly. Yes, Maria, that's perfect. Fetch is used to get data. Fetch is also, basically, fetch is used to call an API. So it can be for getting data, it can be for posting data, it can be for updating, it can be for deleting, it can be for anything. Thank you, Ashish. Are you cleared, Maria? So it's not only to get the data, it is basically to call an API, call a web service. So it can be for getting or posting or deleting or putting or updating. Not a problem. It can be it can do anything. Clear with it, Maria? Now let's see if we can perform a post request. Now in a post request, whenever you perform a post request, basically you have few more things. Like when you write a fetch, just you generally write a fetch, by default, it is a get request. By default, it is a get request, right? By default, fetch always works for get request. But whenever you're writing a post request, you have to specify that you're like performing a post request, and then in a post request, you also have to pass a data. So you also pass data, and then again you have to specify which type of data you're passing. So we are gonna do everything here, right? So let's do it. Again, fetch, basically to the same URL. It is the same URL. I know this is the only URL where you're gonna post your data. So again, post, and now we have one more parameter, an object. Go do whenever you have to create a new data. So to get it, you use get request. Whenever you want to create a new data, you basically use post request. That's very normal. When you want to update anything, you use either put or patch. And when you want to delete, it's basically a delete request. So these are the different kind of requests that client and server like use to interact with each other and what operation they are performing. Right? So now there's one, like please look carefully. URL is complete, and then comma, a new parameter that is basically an object. In this, you specify what method you have now. Let's go and write method. The method is post. Is it simple? Are we clear with this? And then let's say you're passing some data. So it's not data actually, it should be body. Body is the thing, and again it's an object. And it should be converted into JSON. So again, we learned it, right? How to convert a JavaScript object into JSON. We learned it. JSON.stringify. I hope you remember this thing, right? We learned it in the last sessions. How to convert JavaScript object into JSON. Just JSON.stringify it, and you can just go on and pass name, Shubham, and you have like few more. But I'm not passing everything. I'm just passing name and username. That's all. Only two. Name and username. Only two data. And then again, Shubham, I can't see your code, buddy, so I can't like help it like that. Can you like write the error that you're getting? Please don't spam the chat, Shubham. Please don't spam the chat. Please, if you want to see this, enjoy everything, but don't spam the chat, please. Right? Are we getting everyone? The URL, and then the object, same thing. You're passing your method, and then body, in which you're passing a JavaScript object. But right now, like whenever you're passing a data to server, you don't pass JavaScript object. You pass a JSON. And we learned how to convert JavaScript objects to JSON, right? By using JSON.stringify. I hope you remember this function, right? From the previous session, when we learned how to store it in local storage, right? Are we cleared with this much? Are we cleared with this much? Everyone, please let me know in the chat. Are we cleared with this much? Okay. And the now last thing, you have to pass one header. Now, basically, if you don't know what is header is basically an extra information that you pass from client to server or server to client to make them understand like how is this data, what is this data better. It's basically metadata about your actual request, right? So basically in a header, you're passing an object and specifying content type that you're passing, that the content you're passing has the type application/JSON. This is a like headers and their values are fixed. You cannot change them, but this is how you use it. So basically, I'm passing a header from client to server that is saying basically that the data I am passing to you is a JSON data. Please operate properly. Can promise be used in post also? Yes, exactly. We're going to use it because fetch returns promise. See, fetch is still returning promise. So we're going to handle it. So understood how to post the data? Very easy. You have to just specify the method, your body that has data, and a header. Cause okay, let's see if we get time, if we get time to explain that, because that is not the part of JavaScript, that is not the part of front end, it is basically the part of the back end thing. Okay, listen, it's very simple. Remember, whenever you're working with request and response, check this, just listen to me. Whenever you're working with request and response, right? So basically in request and response, you pass URLs. So you say where I'm requesting, and in response you give the data or something. But whenever you're working with request and response, there is something very important, that is headers. Now headers are basically the extra information that a request or response carries. So either the headers are coming from coming in the response, or the headers are going in the request. And headers basically have few key value pairs which explain about the data, about the request that you're sharing, or about the response that is coming. So there are a few by default headers that are applied to every request and response. But this is one extra header that I'm applying that basically will tell the server that the data I'm passing is a JSON data. Is it clear, Geetika? Because the data that we already had on the server has a name and username. So just to follow the format, I took name and username. Is it clear, Pranita? The user data that is already present on the server has name and username. That's why I used name and username for the new data too. Same, right? If you are adding a new data to an already existing table of data, you use the same columns, right? Yes, because you have to specify. You have to specify that you're passing a JSON data. Yes, there is an extra parameter, but right now we don't have chords. That's why I'm not using it. But there is a extra parameter of this chords. There is extra parameter. There is there's one more key of handling chords. Basically, but you handle chords on the server side, not on the front end. But when you're using fetch API, if you just go on and read in the documentation about the fetch API, you can say there is a new, just like method, body, and header, there is one more key in which you can specify the cause type. Exactly, Villain, exactly. Right? Now let's handle it. Once this request is complete, let's see what we are getting. Response, same, I'll get a JSON. So again, I'll get a response.json, I know, and it will again be a promise. Response.json, and it is a promise. Again, I'll handle it. Then, okay, let's first see what we're getting in response. So console.log. Now let's try to understand. Let's try to execute this. It is in a JSON string format, Vermi. It is not a string, it is a JSON string. So I'm writing JSON.stringify. So I'm converting it into a JSON string. It's a JavaScript object, right? And the server doesn't understand the JavaScript object. It needs JSON. So by using JSON.stringify, I converted this JavaScript object into a JSON string. You can convert any JavaScript object into JSON by using JSON.stringify. We used a lot of it in maybe in the 5th and 6th session. You can just go and watch the videos to get more idea about it for me. But it's very simple. We have just converted a JavaScript object to a JSON string. Is it clear? Okay. Read this, whatever that's coming. Now let's see. Now see, you already had 10 data, right? You already had 10 data. Let's refresh. We need a post request. Now remember, again, response.json is giving me a promise. Again, just as we handled above, again, response.json dot then. So whatever data I'm getting, I just print it on the console. Console.log data. Save it. Refresh. See, we already had 10 data, right? We already had 10 data. See, now we got a new ID and we didn't put it. So we actually created a new data on the server. We got an ID of 11 and see the new name and username. It's actually a fake service. So it's not permanently storing your data, but only for temporary time, it is showing you that, okay, you did a great request and we are giving an ID 11. So that you can like understand that, yes, your post request was successful. Remember, it is a fake API. So it's not going to store your data permanently so that you can come and see your data next time again. It's just a fake API. So, but it gave the ID, it already had 10 data. It had the last data of ID 10 with the ID 10, right? So it gave an ID 11 so that you can just think that your post request was successful and they got the data. But they're not going to store it permanently because it's a fake API. If they keep storing everyone's data permanently, it will be a huge loss for them because they have to buy a huge database for it then. But did you get it? You understood how to perform post requests using fetch, right? Completely easy. Yes, fetch is in pure JavaScript mode. Yes, we didn't use anything, right? We didn't use any library. See, very normal, pure JavaScript. We didn't use anything. No library, no connections, nothing. Is it needed to write application? Yes, yes, Maria. As I said, we don't write any kind of data in header. They are fixed. So there is a content type key that is available. That is one kind of header that is available in the world. And there are certain values that you pass in a content type. Application/JSON is one of them. So we can't change it. Are we clear, Maria? Do you understand? There are a lot of headers available in the world that you write here, and all the headers have certain values that are fixed. We can't change them. So application/JSON is one of them that you have to use whenever you're passing a JSON data. It's fixed. That's why I have to write it. Okay. So is fetch clear to everyone? Now, say in the same case, if you want to pass a post, put request or delete request, just move ahead. You can just change method to put, get some data, put your header and handle it. If you're passing a delete request, again, URL, method is delete. In a delete request, you don't pass data. So I don't feel you have to pass body and header. Just your method should be delete. Can we skip headers? I don't think, because this is the natural format of doing it. So if maybe if fetch understands it internally that if I'm passing a post request, why will it have ID 12, right? If you insert one data, it will only give you. Actually, they will allow you to only insert one data. They will not allow, the fake API will not allow you to create data continuously like 11, 12, 13, 14. They will just show you once that, okay, because you're using it for testing. So they will just show you once, okay, fine, your API is completely working. It's totally fine, it's working. They won't allow you to like create data again and again and again. So even if they're showing 11, that's done. We know that it is working. It's only for testing purpose. So even I don't know, if I never checked if we can put multiple data, because it is only for testing, right? So we don't have to insert a lot of data. We just have to check. Okay, fine, ID is there and that's working. I'm inserting data. Are you getting me, Saurabh? Are you understanding what I'm saying? It's just a fake API that is just helping you in testing your application. That's all. And Ashish, to your question, I said that if fetch has some inbuilt feature that if you don't pass any kind of header in the fetch, so if it is post, it might take internally the header, but I feel it doesn't have it, so you have to specify it. But you can check once, you can just remove it and check once if needed. But I'll never suggest you that. Always do this because this is the standard and the best way possible. What is the difference? Okay, fine. Okay, first of all, this is like one of the most asked questions in colleges. Never start it like this. Get is not secured and post is secured. This is not the very fundamental difference of get and post. Always start it like this, that get is used to get data from the server and post is used to create a new data on the server. This is the first difference. Now you can come on to the appearance wala difference between them. So whenever you call get, like if you're calling it via browser, whenever you call get, it shows in the URL and post doesn't show in the URL. So these are the appearance wise differences. Get is not secured because because it is public. It has to be put in the URL. That's why get को ऐसा बनाया गया कि it should be public. So it is made like that. It's not like it is not secure and you can't use it. You have to use get wherever it is needed. It's not like that get is not secure so that you don't have to use it and post is very secure. Something like that. You have to use get when you want to get data. You have to use post when you want to create a new data. In appearance wise, get shows in URL, post doesn't show. The data capacity of get is less. The data, like the sending data capacity, because get is not used for sending data. Get is used for getting data. Mime is a header. If you're passing some image kind of data in your body, then you have to use the mime type header. So mime is a header. There is no difference between header and mime. Mime type is an header. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's move ahead. Let's see. I don't know if we get all the time to create a project, but let's see. So are we clear with Fetch API? Is everyone clear with Fetch API? There was no need, Darshan. There is no need because we are not sending any kind of extra information to the server. We're not sending any data. So the by default headers are already applied to it, Darshan. The by default headers are already applied. Let's say, please don't spam the chat, buddy. I told you that mime type is actually itself a header. There's no difference between header and mime. Mime type is actually a header. Right, so there's no difference. No, web scraping is a little different, right, Pradyumna? Web scraping is basically when you get data from when you go and get a HTML page and extract data from that HTML page. That is web scraping. This is not web scraping. There is an API that is already made on the server that is only giving JSON data. So it's not web scraping. I feel web scraping is something where you request an HTML page, get the page, and extract data from inside of the HTML page. That is web scraping. This is not web scraping. It is consuming a web service which is made to give you data. You are not extracting it from anywhere. It is giving you the data. The data is already provided, Pradyumna. Are you cleared here? Okay, let's move ahead now. Now we're done with our fetch API. So now we have learned a lot. We know what is promises and everything. Now, as I promised yesterday, we have to create. Okay, fine. Okay. Yesterday, someone was having a doubt in the last project, right? Can we clear it out now? Let's take around 10 minutes to solve all your doubts. Someone was having a doubt in search, right? Maybe Komal was that girl that was having a doubt in search, right? Are you there, Komal? If not, then we can move ahead because I feel everyone else understood that search wala thing in the last project, right? Last project actually, the superhero management system. Okay, let's move ahead. I hope she is not here. I think she is not here. Sorry. Let's move ahead. So, what are you gonna make? Tell me something. What should we make today? You're almost done with all the topics that we had in JavaScript. We're not going to cover object-oriented in this particular session. You can just go on and learn it. It's very simple. Just classes and objects. Everything will be same. You just have to do it in terms of classes and functions. Okay, she's here. She's here. I'm gonna clear this side. Komal, do you still have that doubt or have you understood it? E-commerce site. Okay, that's a little big thing to ask. Shopping cart system. Okay. In the end, I'm definitely gonna give intro to Node and Express. Don't worry. Okay, yeah, Komal, what is your doubt? Please ask. Okay, guys, let's just solve the doubt. Yeah, we'll create the shopping site. Not a problem. Tanuj, it is available on the community. You can just go on and check, buddy. It is available, Tanuj. You can just go on the Let's Upgrade community and you can check it there. Yeah, Komal, please write your doubt. I'm reading it. Guys, please don't spam. Okay, I understood. We'll discuss about the project. Don't worry. Let Komal ask her doubt. Please, everyone, if you have any doubt, please ask. We are having an extended doubt session today. Yeah, Komal, what is your doubt? What? Please ask me your doubt. What is your doubt? Yeah, please tell me what is your doubt. Okay, about the question, how to search with city and name together. Okay, was my question like that? To search city and name together? You mean by writing city or name in a single field, right? But I actually told you to create two search boxes, right? One for city and one for name. I never told you to create one search box. But if we want, we can do that. But I never told you to create only one search box and search by name and city. You actually have to create two text boxes in that. One for search by name and one for search by city. Are you getting me, Komal, what I'm saying? You don't have to create one text box. If you have created, if anyone has created, well and good, we can do that. But I never told you to create only one text box and search by city and name together. You can do that, Ankita. We can also do that. That's not a big deal. It's easy. So what I'm saying is create two text boxes for now. That is what I'm saying. Create two text boxes. Today I'm in the shopping system. I'm going to create a shopping system and I'm going to show you how to search everything in a single search box. Don't worry about it. We'll make that thing. How to search everything in a single text box. So you'll also get your doubts solved. Don't worry about it. Okay, we'll solve it out. Today, the shopping system that I'm going to make, in that basically I'll create only one text box, just like Amazon or something, and we'll search for everything there only. I'm going to do it, Komal. I'm going to do it. Today, in the today's project, I'm going to do it. Don't worry. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Komal. I'm going to do it today. Yes, we are going to create a slider first. We'll add that in the project. Okay, let's move ahead then. Fine. So again, the data will not be permanent here. In the same case, data will again be temporary. It will be our data, just as the same as the previous project that we created. Yes, Rohit, you can use if it's not a problem at all. Like there are multiple ways of doing it. I'll show you one way today. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you one way. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So let's make one shopping site, shopping.html, and so let's keep the slider for the end. Let's first complete the shopping system and we'll add the slider at the end because it will just be a 10-minute topic. So don't worry about it. We'll do it in the end. Let's first complete the shopping system. And remember this thing, this project is a lot similar to the project we did in the 5th and the 6th session, right? The superhero management. We're just going to change some design and everything, but the concept will be completely same. We're going to have an array. We can see all the products and we can add them to cart and everything. You don't have to remove icon, you can just pull it like this. That's all. It's right here, right? Just click, that's all. Click. Okay, let's move. Let's start, right? Let's start with it. Let's create a very simple shopping system which has products and add to cart feature in JavaScript. And we can also see our cart and everything. Okay, should we start? Is everyone ready? Should we start? Okay. Try to understand everything. It's a lot similar to the last project. It's actually easier. Remember what I'm saying? Shopping system is actually easier than the superhero management because in here we're not going to have any update operation. Don't worry, brother. I'm definitely going to go slow. Don't worry. And whatever like you have doubts, you can just ask in between. And shopping system will create will take a less time than creating and then the creation of the superhero management system because it will not be having a delete operation or an update operation. It will just be having a show operation, a search functionality, and an add to cart functionality. This is what this has. So we are not going to create all that checkout system and everything because we are not connected to server and everything. So we'll just have add to cart and can see our cart and remove elements from cart. This is what we're doing, right? Fine. Understood the project? A page where the products are shown. First page, add to cart, product added to cart. We can go on our cart, see all our products, right? We can see all our products. We can remove from cart. Is that clear? And for like just for right now, this will only be for one user because it is JavaScript is client side. So whatever your no, there will be no login and register because it's JavaScript. So if needed, we can just create a very basic login and register. Okay, let's see if we can do that. Let's see. We don't have a server and everything, but let's see if we can do that. I'll basically create a login instead of register. I'll just create a login. Let's do it. Let's try to do it. Okay. Because it's JavaScript, so because when we are working with login and register, we have to maintain relations and everything with the customer and the product. And in this case, it will be a little tough because you're using JavaScript because of JavaScript. So let's see what is the best we can achieve. So shopping.js, fine. Let's start with very simple. At first, we'll be having products, right? At first, yes, we can create. Let's see if we can perform, if we have time to perform everything. Let's start and let's see what is the best we can achieve, right? So we have products. First object, product has a name. Let's say ours is a clothing site, right? A clothing shopping website. Let's do it. A clothing shopping website. So we have name, we have a size, right? We have size, and then we have color. Then we have price, which will be an integer, and then finally we'll be having an image for it. And at the end we'll be having a description for it. So this is what our data looks like. This is what our objects look like. complete project regarding this course. So how can we connect to JDBC and deploy on server side like Apache Tomcat? Shreyans, I don't think in this session it is possible in this JavaScript Essentials course, but in upcoming things, we're definitely going to do it. Well, and when you are working with a shopping site, you don't update and delete product, right? When if we are creating the backend, if we are creating the admin panel, we're definitely gonna do update and delete, right? But we are creating the front panel of the shopping site because actually we know how to create an admin panel because in the last project we actually created it, right? Add, update, delete. So from that you can actually see. From that thing you can actually learn how to create the admin panel for adding and updating and deleting products. Are we getting, guys? You can learn how to create the admin panel of the shopping system by referring to the last project. It is exactly same, right? We were updating superheroes. We were updating. We were deleting superheroes. You can do the same with products. You can update products. You can delete products. You can add products, right? Are you getting me when I know what I'm saying? You can refer to the last project to create everything that you've written here for the admin panel of this. But we are creating the front part of the shopping site. We can see products and add to cart and remove from cart. Are we clear with it, Velen? Please, guys, refer to the last project to create a complete admin panel for the shopping system. Sure. Let's start. Will not take a lot of data for brand and everything. Not a problem, Velen. Not a problem. We can still refer to the last project to connect admin panel because if we have to create everything, we'll take around 2 or 3 hours then. We don't have that much time. Fine. Okay. Let's start. So let's take some images from Google. Let's say model images for shopping site. Okay, let's see if you're getting. Okay, we don't have single models. If you want like very single model images. Okay, why are we not getting anything? Okay, this is good. Let's take few of them. And we'll also take a lot of females in this. So we'll create. So let's take few images. You can take this one. Save image as in our JS lecture 7 and 8. We create a folder named product images. Create and just save it like product 1. I'm saving it locally so that our site doesn't take any load of loading the images. So one is this, and then we can take actually in previous times we were getting a lot of images. Right now we don't get. Let's take this. Save images as product 2. Save. Let's take one more from male and then we'll take 3 females as well. Okay, let's take this. Now let's take some female models. Okay, let's take some from here. Mm, one we can take this. And one we can take this. One last. Yeah, one we can take this. So product. Yes. Perfect. Close this. Please focus, everyone. Please. Let's run this file once. So let's see if we got all images. Yes, here is the product images file. Got everything. Let's run this file. I'm not going to do a lot of designing. Fine, I'm not going to do a lot of designing. So just be aware of that. Let's open the inspection window so we can see our, yeah. Fine. Let's start then. So name. Okay, so for that I have to see the images once. Right? Fine. So I'll write white t-shirt, size let's say large, color white, price 1200. And for image, I'll put the URL, So I'll just write whatever is the name. What was the format? Okay, it's JPEG. Why does it have an extension? Here's the image. And for description, I'll just write good looking white t-shirt. So we have one object now. See, we have one object. Let's copy this, create 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we have 6. Let's change it very fast. Just write black shirt, medium, black. Let's write 1500. It's JPEG. It's perfect. It's JPEG. Okay. We'll do it very fast. Check shirt, small, white and black, and then price let's say 900. JPG or PNG. So product 3 dot PNG. Right, so we're done with the product almost. right? Size, let's say medium. Color is black. Price 3000. JPEG. Cut 4. Fast. I don't know what it is. I'll just write navy blue top. Just write small. Just write blue. 1300. JPG or PNG? It is JPG. Product 5.jpg. The last product is Indian dress. It's like that. Medium. I don't know what color it is. I'll just write, you know, 1.5, 1500. Product 6.jpg. JPG actually. And additional. Perfect. It took around about 5 or 6 minutes for us to create our products, right? Very simple. Now let's write a function to display them all on our page. So let's first go on and create our page here. I'm going to do it very fast. So if you don't understand CSS, it's not a problem at all. I'm going to write a little CSS here. I could do like little CSS. It's been 2 weeks. I hope people know a little CSS now. Now already explained you all this. Height of, let's say 70 pixel. Width of 100%. Background color of light. Fresh. See now you have a header. Very simple header, right? Now let's go inside it. Let's put a very simple logo. Very simple logo. I'll just name it Shopping 360. Oh, sorry. 360. Just to align the text properly, line height. Very basic. A little styling for each one. Margin left 50 pixels. I'm doing a very simple styling, right? So please don't take it very like don't take it in that way like I have to style everything. I'm just doing a very simple styling for it. Also I want to create a search bar, so I'll just write dev, right? The class of search. And block. right? So background color. Just for now, just to see it, I'm just giving it red. And again, display line block first. Perfect. Right. So in this red box, I'll be having my search bar. Very basic input. Just give it a type of search. It doesn't matter actually. Just here. SC .ch for that's simple input box, right? Style it a bit. Input box. So whatever input box is inside the search div, we style it with height of 40 pixel, width of 100%, and text indent of 20 pixel. Very simple search box. And I'll also give it a border radius 5 pixel. Border 1 pixel solid. Okay. Cool. And just remove this red. And so I have a logo and I have a simple search bar. I'll make it outline none. So I don't get that black outline when I select it. Or in Windows, you get a blue outline. Now I don't get that outline. Simple. Are we clear till here? The header is completed. We took around 5 minutes to complete it. Okay, right? Now the next part, displaying our product. So we have to create an area to display our products in here, right? So let's do it. Let's do it. So div dot a div with class products. So remember, I'm doing a very basic level styling, a very beginner level styling. But if you know CSS, you can make it look like Flipkart or even better than Flipkart. Or if we have time, we would have done that. We would have made this look a lot better than Flipkart and Amazon. But just for now, we don't have that much time. So let's just wrap it up. We have to learn the functionalities and not the design for now. Good. Cool. So products. Okay, so dot products width of 100%. Just for now, I'll just give a height of this 500 pixel for now, just to check the div if it is coming properly. And let's give it a background color of gray, just to check if it is coming here. Okay, that's totally fine. It is down there, right? Now let's create a skeleton for displaying only one product, so that we can use that in a loop. So let's just create a skeleton for displaying one product first. If we are able to display one, we can do it a number of times. So let's just display one product first, a skeleton of one, right? Let's do it. So again, div dot product. See my naming convention, right? See my naming convention I'm doing. The div which contains all the products, it has a class products. And for only one product, I wrote product. So see my naming convention, it makes it easier for me and everyone else who reads it to understand it easily. Right? Okay. So product and fine. Let's give it a height and width. Let's start. I'm doing it a little fast, I know, but I'll be doing the JavaScript part very slow to make you understand. But only for the HTML and CSS part, I'm doing it a little fast so that we can wrap it up very fast. But still, if you just Try to understand it. It's very easy. Product. I'm styling the product now. Give it a height of 400 pixels and width of 30% for now. Just for now, I'll give it a background color of red just to see if it's coming properly there. Always confirm that your devs are okay, fine, that's okay, but I don't need it to be this wide. So I don't want 30, I want 25. Let's see. I'm getting my desired. No, it's still big. I'll give it 20. No, it's still tall. I'll give it 22. Okay, this is the perfect size that I want. Right? And I want a height to be a little more, so I'll give it 450. Perfect. I'll give it a display of inline block. Right? And let's give it a margin of margin left actually. So let's say now let's try to understand this. Let's say if I want to display 3 products in line, 3 products in line. Okay, actually I did a mistake. I should have created a product wrapper for it. Okay, before moving on to product, let's just comment this out and create a product wrapper that makes our product to like align in between. So product wrapper. It will be a simple div. It will contain our products in a center, properly in a center. That's the best way of doing it. Product wrapper. Height right now can be anything, not a problem. So I'll just give it a height of 500 as same as the parent. But now I'll give the width as 70%. Now the parent of product has changed. Remember, the parent of product has changed. So we have to change the width percentage of our product also. So for now, background color, let's say green. I'm giving any random color, right? So it will not look good at all. So this is the div. Let's adjust it in the center. So the width is 70. So to adjust it in the center, we have to give a margin left of 15% because 30 is left, right? Perfect. Actually, I'm going to give it an 80. Should I give 80 or? Okay, I'll give 80 because it looks a little small. That's fine. So this is the div, and now it will not be 15, it will be only 10. That's so cool. And now product is inside it. So now I want to display only 3 products at a time. Now let's make it 25. And let's move this product in my product wrapper and comment it and see what's happening. Perfect. Let's create 3 more and let's try to adjust them at first. Let's create 3 product. See? Now let's try to adjust the spaces between them. Right? So I know how much the margin top will be because 50 pixel is left at the bottom. So margin top would be margin top would be 25 pixels so that it comes perfectly in the center. Okay. And now if you calculate 25, 25, 25, 75 is gone, 25 is left. And I need 4 spaces. One at the start, one between, one here, and one at the end. So I have 25% of space left and I want to divide it into 4 spaces. So if I divide 25 by 4, how much it is? Like just a approximate value, how much it is if I divide 25 by 4. So half is 12.5. So if I take it 12, so it would be around 6.2% somewhere. I'm just taking any random. If I'm doing it for a proper client, then I have to like manage properly, but I'm just doing it randomly for now. But you can calculate it properly when you're doing it in an actual project. So just for now, I'll give it 6.3% random value. See, it's almost perfect. It's almost perfect. So this is fine. I don't mind this design. It's totally fine. But now there's one problem. If I have more products, so let's say I have 6 products, right? I have 6. I'll copy this 3 and paste again. So let's say I have 6 products now. See what will happen now? Because my parent is only of 500, remember this, because my parent is only of 500 pixel Anything bigger than that just goes outside. And I don't want this. Yes, I said it's almost same. And I don't want this. I don't want, right? So actually now this is the problem. In future, if for now, let's say I increase my parent to become 1000 pixel in height. So it will complete, it will get everything. But let's say in future I again add 6 products, then I again have to increase my parent height. Let's say in future I again I increase my products, I again have to increase my height. So better than that, what you can do is you can just go on and say your parent that please don't take a height of 500 pixel. I'll give you a height auto. Whenever you give a height auto to anything, no, don't give viewport height. Viewport height is only the screen height. You have to give height auto. So now whenever you give height auto, whenever the child increases its height, or whenever the content inside the div increases, the height by default increases. So I'll give height auto to products, and I also give height auto to the wrapper because it's again the parent of products. So now, if my products goes on increasing, the height will go on increasing. And that's so simple. See it now. So the number of products, and it will just keep increasing the height. See? And let's do one last thing. In this product div, I'll just give it a margin bottom so that I can get a space down here. So I'll just give it a margin, or instead of this, I'll give it to the product wrapper. Margin bottom 50 pixel. Okay, you can take it here. You have a little space at the end. That's perfectly fine, not a problem. Is it clear, everyone? So I just wanted a little space at the end of the product. Okay, okay. I have just given it very randomly. Totally fine if it is 6.3 or 6. I just give it very randomly. Okay, I'll just make it fine. Totally fine, not a problem. Okay, now what we can do is we can just remove this green color. We can just comment the gray color out and see. You can only see the red divs. Right? Is it clear up till now? You can use Bootstrap, Ashish, if you don't like to write CSS. If you can use Bootstrap, not a problem. Now let's just create only one product for it now. Then we can put it in a loop, right? So now we know if we add multiple products, we are gonna get everything properly. So just remove this. We only have one product for now. Now let's do one thing. Let's first create a proper skeleton inside it for putting the image and all the content and everything, right? So let's do it fast. Let's do it very quickly. So again, I have a div inside it, and it contains my image, right? In today's session, we're going to increase it like half an hour more to complete this project. Because after display, we have to make 2 features. We have to make search, add to cart, and remove from cart. We have to make that. So I'm going to do it, right? Fine. So with a class of prod img that stands for product image. Let's style it a bit first. It's inside my product, right? It's inside my product. Dot prod img. So my product height is 450, so I'll give it a height of 250 pixels and width same as my parent. So I can write 100%. Or you can also write inherit, so it will take the parent height. But I'll just give it 100% so that it completes all the parent. You don't have to write inherit, sorry for that. And for now, I'll just give it a background color of yellow. Right? You just want to see if it is coming properly. That's perfect. Now let's put one image in C. Let's put one image inside it for now. Image by default will be very big because we downloaded it in a big format. SRC, only one image. Let's see one image. SRC, and the folder is, what was the folder name? Product images. So product images slash product1.jpeg. Just one product, just to see. I think we have put the extension wrong. Maybe. What was the extension? I actually manually put. Okay, let's add product when if it is something. Let's. No. What is wrong? My location wrong or my spelling wrong? Oh shit. I renamed the see the spelling was wrong. No, that's totally fine. I put a slash. You don't have to put dot slash. It's in the current right. You have to put sometimes, but if even if you don't put it, it's totally fine. This is the mistake. My folder name was not right. Not will work. Totally fine. It works perfectly. You don't have to put dot slash. You can put it, but it's not mandatory. So I'll put one for now. Clear Achal and Vijay Kannan? Totally fine. Okay, see product one is very big. Now I have to adjust it. First, I'll give it width as same as my parent. So I'll just give it width of 100%. So it takes the parent width. Perfect. But as you can see, the height is still getting increased. So what I'll do is, I'll give it a class of product image for this image. Now see what I'm doing. Now the problem is, I have adjusted the width to product image. I have adjusted the width properly. Actually, the problem, Tanuj, is I don't think everyone here knows Bootstrap. So I don't wanted everything to be very confusing in that. That's why I didn't use Bootstrap. I wrote my own CSS. So the problem is everyone here doesn't know Bootstrap. So that's why it's really easy for me to explain very basic CSS instead of explaining Bootstrap, right? Because Bootstrap is made with CSS. Fine. So now the thing is, I have given the width 100%, so it is taking the width properly, but height is still big, and I can't crop the image or do something like that. But the only thing we are facing it here, I think the yellow div is around here. Yeah, the yellow div is around here, and this is the extra image that I'm getting because of the height. So basically, the image is overflowing from the div. Listen carefully. The height of the image is overflowing from the div. So what I can give, I can just go on to that div and I can say whatever overflow you get, like it can be a content overflow, it can be an image overflow, please hide the overflow. So whatever is displayed only inside you, only in your area, display that much. If it is giving outside your area, if your content, if your child, if the image that you contain is getting outside of your area, just don't show it. That's overflow hidden. That's it. Do you get it? Everyone, do you get it? Let's increase the height to 300 so that we can at least see a proper image, not only the half image. Something like this. Are we clear with overflow hidden, everyone? Are we clear with overflow hidden, everyone? Okay, cool. Let's move ahead. Now let's put the description and everything down there. Okay. So after this div, I'm just gonna give it h3. You don't have to use actually h3, but let's just use it now. Let's make it an h3, and we display the product name. So I'll just name right randomly white t-shirt. See what is coming. Perfect. We're gonna style it. We're gonna style everything. Don't worry about it. And let's just put some price, $30. $30 for now. Okay. And what else we had in our data? We had a name. Okay, we also had a size. Just write price. Get one more P here. Just write size for now. And what else we had after size? Image is already done, price is done, color was there. So we can create one more P for it. Yeah, because it image is hiding it, so color yellow is fine. Not yeah, Ashish. That's why you don't know a lot of CSS. That's why it's a little confusing, but that's not a problem. If you understand CSS once, it is a very basic and easy CSS. And CSS is not tough at all. Just try to learn it once. Just try to learn it once, Ashish. CSS is very easy. One of the easiest languages you will ever learn. And finally, I'll put the description. Yeah, it's like that. Okay. So cool, right? Now let's try what is this. So whatever H3 or P is inside my product. So product H3 and whatever P is inside my product there. So it's basically to specify a child, this thing. Or even if we give space, it is still specifying the child, so you don't have to write it. So whatever P is inside my product div and whatever H3 is inside my product div, please give them a padding top of 5 pixels. Let's see if it is working. Okay, that's perfect. And actually, not only padding top, just give them a padding so that they are properly everywhere. Okay, adjusted pretty well. And only for product P, only for the P's, I'm making the color gray. And I'm writing very clumsy CSS, right? There is a much more better way to write it, but I'm just doing it very fast. That's all. Now let's just go and remove the red from the product. That's it looks cool. If you want, you can just go on and give it a border so that it's aligned properly. So border, 1 pixel, solid, give it a border. And not gray. Actually, instead of okay, fine, border is cool. Okay, sorry for that. Again 5, but I'll just give it padding left a little bit. More padding left. From left, I just need a little more space, and that's fine. Cool, everyone. Looks good. Looks fine. Okay, and we forgot one thing. Add to cart button, right? And let's do one thing. Let's make our product height as auto too, so that we don't have to, like, if we add anything, we don't have to increase the height of product again and again. So it looks totally fine. And now let's add a button down there. At the very end, let's add a button. One more P. Inside this, I'm not styling a button. I'll just write it button. Add to. I'll just give it a little bit of padding so that it looks good. That's fine. A very basic styled product. We can style it in a very great sense if we had time. We would have done it, but that's totally fine. Fine. A very basic style. Now what I have to do, we have to create a display function. Let's do it. Let's create a display product function. Display products. Display products. Okay. I always forget this. I don't know why. because of TypeScript. Cool. Now let's same. We have to write the same thing that we wrote in the superhero management system. We again have to create a string. So let's create a string. Let product equals a blank string first, right? And again we have to append all the products. Let's do it. So let's loop our products. So okay, we can't write product again. So let's write products. And this is the product string. For arrange products, so products. Products. Dot for each. Remember this thing? I hope you remember this thing. Callback function that has here, and we can pass a single product at one time in this. I hope everyone is clear with this now. We don't have any confusion. Now what we can do? Same thing. Just the way we created the table. Product string plus equal to. Right? We can pick this thing, right? We can pick this thing. This product div. Let's copy it from here. We don't need it here. We need it. Okay, we can actually take this backticks. It will be more easy for us, right? Now, whatever double quotes you have, you can make it actually leave it like that, not a problem. Now change your URLs and everything, right? Come here. Same, right? Here I need what? Whatever my current product dot images. In the same way, name. You can do one more thing, right? There is a concept of destructuring in JavaScript. You know, like I'm teaching you right now. There is a concept of destructuring in JavaScript. So I know that my product, this product object contains like name, size, color, price, image, right? Name, size, color, price, image, description. What I can do is I can just create, let's say, a very basic object here. I can write everything. So I can just write name, then whatever the description our product has. So what it has? Name, then image, then color, and then what else is that? Description, and then price, and then size. And now I can just go on and write equal to product. Now what will happen? Whatever my product has, whatever my product is an object, contains name, size, color, price, image, right? And I created a very basic object containing all that properties, all the properties, and equal to product. So now what JavaScript will do, it will take whatever the properties map here, it will take, like, the spelling should be same, right? So what JavaScript will do, it will copy product.name to name, because product ka name property and my name matches. So it will map accordingly. Product.size will be mapped to the size. So whatever, like I have a size property in my product, so it will be mapped to size. I have a price property in my product, it will be mapped to price. This is known as destructuring in JavaScript. So I have an object, I have destructured it to these variables. There is also a spread operator, not a problem. I'm going to explain you. Once we get there, I'll definitely explain you. Or at the end, if I mess out anywhere, if we don't need it anywhere, I'm definitely going to explain you. Spread operator actually helps you again in destructuring, but it is used with arrays. So I'm going to explain you. But do you understand this concept? So what will happen now? You don't have to write this product again and again. You can just go on and write name. So actually, I have destructured this object and stored all the properties in these single variables one by one, and it is done by JavaScript. I have not done it. Just have to remember the spellings should be same. Whatever my product, whatever the object contains, and whatever I'm destructuring it to. Is it clear, everyone? Are we clear with this concept? Achal, don't worry, I'll explain you at the end. I'll explain that thing at the end, not a problem. Is it clear to everyone? Please let me know. Very simple, right? We just destructured it so that now we don't have to write that product again. We just destructured the whole object into 6 or 7 simple variables. Only thing to remember, the spelling should be same. Price. Let's copy this. We have to write that in again. So price is price. Size is the size. Color is color. And description is very simple. So this is my product string which will be created, and order and spelling should no spelling should be same, order can be different, not a problem. Spelling should be same. Spellings, like if spelling is not same, how will it map? Spelling, Ashish, spelling should be same. Order can be anything. Order doesn't matter. Spelling should be same. Remember this thing, Ashish. If spellings are not same, how it will map them? Is it clear, everyone? So now, this in the same way, this loop will be like executed 6 times, and this string will be made 6 times. And now at the very end of the function, I just want this div, right? I just want this product wrapper, or you can also give it an ID, so that we don't have to use the class name and then .0 syntax. You just give it ID, just for JavaScript, so that you don't have to use that off-0 syntax, right? You don't have to use that off-0 syntax. But if you like, you can also do it with class. I prefer it with class, but for you people, I'm doing it with ID. Document.getElement by ID. ID is product wrapper dot inner HTML equals the product string that we created. Same as superheroes. If you remember, it's same as superheroes. And that's all. So can anyone provide me a second? Oh, okay. Orders. Do you have any doubt, Madhur? Now let's at the end for the display function, and let's see if it is working for me. Okay. Let's see. Refresh. Totally fine. Perfectly working. Is it clear, Prasad? At the end, we'll have a talk with Shoaib sir. Then you can ask it to him. Not a problem at all. Is it clear to everyone? It is display of product is clear. If you look at it properly, only the layout is changed. The idea of generating an HTML from JavaScript is same as what we did in the superhero management, right? Okay. Fine. If you just check it out, it's same as the superhero management system. At that place, we generated a table. In here, we have generated it. The layout is only changed. Everything else is same. The way of displaying HTML by JavaScript is totally same. Perfectly fine. Now let's try to create this dynamic search. And it again, it will be same as the, what do you say? The superhero management system. Exactly same. Fine. Let's do it. Okay, let's create a search product then. Search product. Again, I forgot to write function here. Now first, whenever I am searching, I have to get the value of that search box, right? Why we have embedded HTML when we added the same in our HTML page? Because in our HTML page, everywhere then that at that time everything was static. In this case, this data, I have created this data, but it can also come from a server, and the process of displaying it will be like this only. So when it comes from the server, it will come in an object, right? Ashish, sorry, Anjali. when it comes from a server, it will be something like this, an object. And at that time, I have to use this technique to show. That's why I always use this, so that if even if my data is static or my data is coming from somewhere else, I have to do this. If I make it static, I can't perform that search operation or sorting or swapping operation easily. But if it is available as an object, I can also perform search operations, everything. If I make it directly on the HTML page, it will become very, very static. It will be tough for me to make search, filters, and everything. Are you getting, Anjali? Thank you, Geetika. Fine. Let's move ahead. Now, basically, we're calling the search product that we have to call via this text box, search box here. What is the doubt? Like price range color making. We will take a little time then if you have to create everything like that. But right now, the search we are making is basically to search by name or color, right? Name or color or description. Because price is never searched. Price is basically a filter. Size is basically a filter. So for that, we have to create filters. But for name, color, and description, we can search by these three things. We can search by these three things. Is it clear? We can search by these three things. Okay, let's do it. Let's even I have to think right now to make it. For price and size, we have to make filters. If we get time, we'll also make the filters. Not a problem at all. Cool. If we get time, we'll make the filters. But when we are searching, we normally try to search with name, description, or color. We don't search with price, right? I don't go on Amazon and write 200 rupees shirt. You just write shirt, you get shirts, and then just filter it to 200. Okay, so the first thing, what we have to do is whenever we type something, we have to take this value in a variable to start searching. And that we have already learned in the last assignment, right? So let's do it. So I have to perform it on keyup. So let's first call this function on keyup. That text box. Is it? Fine. So on keyup equals this function. And I need its value. You know, there's one more way of, but when we include the JS file in HTML, we want this data to be available in HTML page to, or it is that we don't have a way to access the data declared in JS file. When we include the .js file in HTML, we want this data to be available to HTML page too. Yes, it's totally same. Like if you're writing internal external JS, if it is linked, this data is actually for that page only, right? This data is well in. If you have linked the JS page with HTML page, all data that is in JS, it is available to HTML. But you can't directly display JS data to HTML. You have to write this display functionality that we wrote to embed our JS data to HTML. So whatever variables we have in JS, we cannot put directly in HTML, right? That's why we have learned DOM manipulation. So to show a JavaScript variable in HTML, you have to fetch the element and then put that thing by using inner HTML or inner text, right? That is the process. You cannot just go on and directly write a JavaScript variable in HTML. We can't do that, even if they are linked or we have written internal JS. Cool? There is a way of displaying JS data in HTML pages. That's by inner text or in HTML, or there are a few more things that you can use. Okay, fine. Now there's one more thing that we can do here. Everyone, please remember. The one way of getting this input data is we can give it a class or ID, and then we can fetch the value by document.getElement by ID, and then dot value. We can fetch it like this. Let's do it. So this is the process that we did the last time, right? We gave it ID. We gave it ID of search value. Right? We give it ID of search value, and then search value, and then what we did, we inside this function, we create a variable let search value equals document dot get element by ID search value dot value. That's how you get the value, right? It is really good to have dynamic, Ashish. Try to always get HTML dynamic because that is how real-time project works. If let's say you have a product base that is fixed, you have two or three products that are fixed for lifetime, then it's fine to be static. But remember, every time it should be dynamic because data will always come from some third-party place or from server. It will never be static. If it is static, then put it directly on the page, not a problem. So actually, it depends. There is no way of fixing it. It depends. If you feel, if you know the requirement of the project that the data is going to be same for the lifetime and it's very less, you can just put it, you can just dump it on the HTML. But if you know that data is going to be changed or it is going to be coming from somewhere else, you always have to learn the dynamic way. Madhur, I'll tell you in some time. I'll tell you. I don't want to just get okay. I just wrote it by mistake. It's not node value. It should be value. Sorry for that. That's where your doubt comes from. Thank you, Ayushi. Okay. Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. Fine. So this is one way. I'm getting the value. It's exactly same as the last that we did in the last project, right? So just console.log search value. Let's see if it is working on Kia. Let's inspect it. Okay, let's inspect. Let's do. Let's type. Okay. Null. Oh, I think why we didn't save the HTML page. Anyway, do it now. See. Oh. Oh, sorry. So sorry. That's fine now. See? Yes, better. I answered your question. See it now? Same as the last thing, right? But there's one more way of passing this text box value to this variable, and that is by doing this. What you can do is, don't give it ID. Remove this ID and all. Don't give it. Inside the search product parameter, this this dot value. This basically refers to the current input box and dot value. That's all. And now in this case, you don't have to write this. You have a parameter here. You have a parameter to help hold it, and that's all. So we have removed one line of fetching the element and getting the value. Removed it. Still same. So what I'm doing, inside on key up, we'll call this function, and always in this function, we're going to pass this dot value. Now this dot value means the current element that I'm in, that is this element dot its value. That's all. It's same as, so basically one thing is you can fetch the element dot value, fetch the element and then perform dot value, or you can just write it here this dot value. That is this element that I'm fetching dot its value. I'm passing it in the argument. So I'll get in this parameter, I can just print it. Is it clear? This is one way. I showed you the first way, this is the second way of doing it. It just removes one line of code for you. But still same. See? Still same. Completely. Is it understood? You can always pass current elements or parameters by using this keyword here. That refers to the current element. So this dot value. Yes. This, in this case, like when you're writing this on the HTML page, it refers to the current element. Remember, it doesn't refer to the current function. If you write this keyword here, this particular this refers to this function. If you write this keyword in a class, that this keyword refers to the current context of the class. But if you write this keyword on an HTML page, that this refers to the input element. So the value of this keyword depends in which context it is written in. So if this keyword is written in class, it shows the context of the class. If this keyword is written in a function, it basically holds the context of the function. And if this keyword is written On an HTML page, it basically represents the context of the current input, the input element. Clear? So it depends where you're writing it. Is it clear, Madhur? We got the way. Now, last thing that we have to like make a search, and this time in the search, for the same value, I have to search the name, I have to search the color, and I have to search the description for the same particular value. Let's try. Let's try if we can search for 3 things at the same time. Right? So let's first create. Okay, fine. Let's first loop that thing, right? Okay. Again, we want to use this display function again and again, right? The exactly same as the last time. We want to use this display function again and again. So we'll make it dynamic. We'll pass an array always. So we'll pass a data. We'll pass a data every time it has. And instead of looping on products, okay, we'll pass, okay, and it will always loop on data. So what we can do is, we just go on, or else, let's not write data. We can just say product data, so that the name convention is still there, and it's not confusing. I'm making the display function dynamic again, so that I can use it again and again. So now it is not directly displaying my products. It takes a parameter. So whatever array you pass it, it will take data from there. So for the first time, I'll pass my normal array. Still the same, products. I'll pass products, right? So for the first time, I'll pass products. It will take products here, and it will loop that. And it now totally depends on me what I pass. It's still working, totally fine. Not a problem at all, right? So I have made my display function dynamic just as I did it in the last project. Now let's do it. Are we clear with this? Are we clear? Are we getting clear with this? Right? We made our display function dynamic. So now it is not fixed for one array. Whatever array you pass it, it will display that thing, right? Cool. Then now let's again, we have to make a search. We used filter last time, but for today we're gonna use some different thing. Let's do it. So again, we're going to use filter only. So products dot filter. Products dot filter. Again, it has a function. Has 2 values: the current product and the index. We don't need the index. I've just written it to show you that it is still there. Now, let's say if we let's first do one thing. Let's only search by name for the first time, so that you understand that search is working. So let's do only one thing. Let's only search by name for the first time. So let search CHED search products equals to the filtered array, and the condition would be products are name. For now only products are name. So the name of the product should match the search value, right? Should match the search value. So search value. Remember this index of function? It returns -1 if it doesn't match anything, and returns 0 to any value if it returns something. So I'll just write not equal to -1. So it should match something. It should match something in the name. That's all. Now again, I'll call display products. And the new array that I've got, and let's parse it. This process. I hope you remember this index of function, right? We used it last time. Remember this function index of? Oh, sorry, I just forgot. And again, one more thing, I'll convert it to, remember, we always convert it to uppercase so that there is no case sensitiveness in searching. It always searches for anything. So I'll convert both of them to uppercase. Understand this, right? Yeah, I corrected it. So product.name.toUppercase. So basically, I converted the name of the product to uppercase. Then on search in the search for the index, search for that text, search for this text on the name of the product. If it is found, it will return 0 or something else. But if it is not found, it will return -1. So I just said it should not be equal to -1. That it should, if it finds something, return it. If it is not, just leave it there. It's same as the last time, right? It's same as the last time search. Yes, you can also use includes, not a problem, not a problem at all. You can also use includes. It's a new method and you can also use it, not a problem. I basically prefer index of, because sometimes I have to make search with the position mapping also. Like if I write S should be at the start only. So index of helps me in both. If I want to search for any index, I just write not equal to -1. If I have to search for like starting from somewhere or ending to somewhere, I can specify an index. So I prefer index or Santosh, but you can use includes. You guys can use includes, not a problem at all. Is it understood? Same as the last time. Is it understood to everyone? Is it understood to everyone? Please let me know. Is it understood? And again, I called display products and passed the new error that I got in search products. Cool. Same as the last time. Let's see if it is working. For name, we have only searched for name right now. Regex. Why do we have to use regex here? We are not performing an operation to check whether whatever we are entering is mapping something. We are actually comparing two texts. So regex, you use regex whenever you want to compare your text with some particular format. That's where you use regex actually. If you want to compare your text with some particular format, you use regex. But if you're comparing two strings, there's no need of doing it with regex, right? Let's try. If we are searching with name, W, white, perfect. B, black shirt, black female blazer, navy blue top, right? Let's write BL. Okay, still everything is there. Let's write BLU. Perfect. Only blue. So name search is perfectly working, right? Name search is, I'll just remove that yellow color. It is just coming again and again while it's loading. So I'll just remove that yellow for now. That's a disturbance to the eye, right? Right? Now it's perfect. So the name search is working, right? Everyone, you saw it? The name search is working. If I just go and write SH, perfect. Is it cool? Is it cool, everyone? Understood search by name? You understood search by name, right? Everyone, please let me know. Cool. Now let's make this search to understand, to compare everything that I put in here, to compare it with name, to compare it with color, and to compare it with description. Let's do it. And it's way too simple. I just thought about it right now, how to do it. Let's make it. It's way too simple actually. So now what we'll do is, we'll create a search string. We'll create a search string. So let SEARCH search string, and we're gonna concat how add to cart not work. Don't worry, Shreyans, I'm gonna make it. We have still not made it. Wait for some time. Wait for some time, Shreyans. Fine? Cool. Let's do it. So I'm basically making a search string. In that case, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna concat three values now. So product.name plus unit space with product.color plus unit space plus product.description. So now what I'm having here is, in this search string, I have the combination of name, color, and description. So if let's say for the first product, what will be the search string? White t-shirt space white space good looking white t-shirt. This will be in my search string for the first product, right? Let's say for the second product, what will be there? Black shirt, black, good looking black shirt. So this will, how my search string will be created. And instead of comparing it with name now, I'll compare my data, I compare my search with search string. So now what will happen? Whatever we're searching, it will be compared with black shirt, black, good looking black, or check shirt, white and black, good looking check shirt. Got it? It will compare three things at a time. Now save it and now let's try. Now if I put B, see, right? Now let's make it black. Will perfectly fine. See? Now if I write black, listen, this is coming through black shirt. This is coming through black female blazer. But this check shirt is coming as my output because of the color black. It doesn't have it is like the black in name, or it doesn't have black in the description. It has black in color and it is coming. That's what we needed. Search for anything that is black, either the color or in the name or in the description. Or you can have any else properties too, not a problem. You can have many properties here. I just thought about it right now because I was thinking about, like, I was thinking to do it with in some other way, actually, to search, to compare it with name, and then to compare it with color, and then to compare it with this. So I just thought we can do this actually. We can make a string and just do it. For normal searches, it's totally fine. Not a problem. For normal basic searches, this is totally fine. If you have to like make a humongous search, in that case, then the concept of indexing and everything comes that we can't cover right now. But for normal searches, for normal web searches, JavaScript searches, for normal data searches, this is completely fine. This search will work great. Yes, Madhur, you can use or. Yes, Madhur, you can use or. Not a problem at all. You can use or. Not a problem. I thought of that way, but I just thought this will be easy because you don't have to use a lot of if and else, Madhur. This was easy. That's why this is here. Yes, we can. But Paduna, I don't think this, like currently we do have that much time to create two different sections for male and female. Actually, we can, if we need, we can just create a filter of male and female right here. But we just can't, we just don't have the time because we also have to make that add to cart functionality, right? So let's do that first. If I think that can be made in 5 minutes, I'm definitely going to do it. But let's first make this functionality working, add to cart, right? We need this to be working now first. Let's do it. And it is very simple. The add to cart is very, very simple. You just have to create one more object, and you have like something like this. Now listen, the cart that I'm creating here right now, it is not going to be stored permanently. It is just for one session. If I refresh, it will go. That basically means I'm not storing anything in local storage right now. If you want it permanent, you can just store that object in local storage, and that you very well know how to do it, right? You know how to store anything in local storage. We did it last time, right? For permanent data. So I'm not going to explain that thing again here. We did it in the last project. We know how to store our data permanently. I hope everyone agrees with me. We know how to store data permanently in local storage, right? You will agree with me on this. So I'm not going to store data permanently so that I can show you add and remove both. If I just go on and try to store it permanently, you already know it, but it will take a little time then. So what I'll do is I'll just make it for temporary time so that I can show you both add and remove. So let's make a cart object that is empty at the array is very, very empty at the start. So there's a cart array that is completely empty. Now let's get a function of add to cart. And it's very simple. It just takes object, or let's say a product. Okay, I again forgot to write the function keyword here. And it's so simple. It's just one line. Cart dot I'm so sorry. The object that had cart dot push the new product that we had. So simple. Just to check, you can just do on and write console.log card, right? So simple, card.push. So the product that we are giving in the parameter that we get as an argument dot push that product in the cart array. I'm just displaying the cart right now. Now let's call this function, and we have to call it on this button. So on click. What is the function? Add to cart, and we'll pass the current product, right? This thing, this whole product. We'll pass this whole product. That's all. On click, add to cart. What this will do? This will get the product, push it in the cart, which is displaying the cart. I have to talk, Shreyash. I have to talk some few things with them. Let's see what I can do. Don't worry about it. Let's focus on here first. We'll see that. No problem. Not a problem. Right? Fine. Refresh. Now let's open the console. I hope everyone understood this, right? How I made the cart functionality. Now let's see. Add to cart. Oh, it's a mistake on line number 104. What is the problem, man? Okay, let me just check. There is some problem. Inspect. That's fine. It should take an object only. Not a problem. One click. There's no line such as 104. That is the dynamically created line. In HTML, we only have. There's no problem. It's actually the JS error. It's not an HTML error. Let's just do it without this one. So let's see what is the problem. On click. Let's see if this function is working at first. It is the passing object problem. Let's see it once. Add to cart spelling. Is that a problem? Are you sure? Oh yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Who? Thank you, Morish. Thank you. Thank you. That was the problem. Spelling. That's totally fine. We do it a lot of times. So let's do it. Add to cart. Still a problem. Now what? See, it's small for cart. Which cart you're talking about? Oh, it's capital. Not small, it's capital. See? Fine now. It work. Let's see if this function is working normally first. Let's do one thing. Remove that thing. Let's see. Remove that thing. Remove this thing. Let's see if this function is getting called at least. I refreshed it, right? I refreshed it, man. Okay, this is printing hello. Fine, but the function is working. Function is working totally fine. Now let's pass the object again. I feel we are unable to pass an object. That is the problem. We are unable to pass an object. I feel. I think that is the problem. If that is the problem, we have a solution. Don't worry about it. If passing object is a problem, we already have a solution. Okay, actually passing an object is a problem. Passing an object right from here, from this particular JavaScript made HTML, passing an object from here is becoming a problem for us. So if this is a problem, how are we going to solve it? Okay, there's one way. There's one way of solving it. We can just do a JSON dot. We'll convert it into a string first and then pass it. This is one thing we can do. Let's see if this is working at least. Oh. Okay, fine. I have a solution. We have last time we passed an index, right? Remember that time we passed it. True. We last time we passed an index, right? Remember that time, Ashish? In the last remove and add functionality, we passed the index, right? It was working. Let's see if you're able to pass a normal variable. What? What now? Oh, I didn't use the index variable here. X. No, last time mine is working, right? When I performed that add and delete operation. Okay. So passing object is basically a problem for me here. Passing the object was the problem. Not a problem at all. Only passing the object was the problem. It's totally fine. Let's do one thing. No, card object was defined, right? What was the problem, Maurice? Can you tell me what was the problem, Maurice, if you feel so? So we can do one thing, like we can just pass the index and then while pushing it into a card, we can get that data from that particular index and then push it into a card. See what I can do. See it now, please, everyone. What I did, of passing the product, HTML is unable to decode. Actually, yes, actually that is the problem. So that's why I was converting it into a string. So see what I did. See the syntax. What I did. I just see the way I did. I just passed an index of the current object, right? I just passed the index of it, whatever index that's present at, and then inside the card, I access the products array with that index, and whatever I got, I push it into a card. This is what we can do for the solution, right? Is it clear? This is what we can do. So we got that array, we from that particular index, we got that product from the products array and pushed it into a cart. This is we can do, right? This is fine. Yes, it was unable to decode. So this is one way. This is one way we can do it, right? This is totally fine. Not a problem, and it is working. It's totally good. So console.log, and let's see. So this is one way. Instead of OG index, can we get it from name, please? Then if you get it from name, then Ashish, we have to search. If we try to get the product from name, then if we want to access any particular, you can say product with name, then we have to search it and then put it. That's why I'm using index, because it is always going to be same and it is a single number. So now see, add to cart, and your cart has the first product. Add to cart, your cart has two products, the first one and this one. Add to cart, and your cart has three: white, checked, and Indian dress. So this is what we can do. Last time also we passed index, right? Remember that time when we wanted to make a delete functionality and an update functionality? Remember that time we passed the index, right? We passed the index last time. If you remember that, you can understand this. So what we did, inside add to cart, we passed the index of that particular product, and then here I got that product from products array with the help of the index and then put it into a cart. Is it clear? This is what we can do. Like everything has a solution. There might be a lot of ways to do it. Actually, there will be a lot of ways to do it. What I can do is I can convert the whole object into a string There's one more solution. I can convert the whole object into string and then pass that string and again get here, convert it into object and then store it into card. For example, if I want to do it, what I can do, let's say, let's do it here. Let's do it here. Let's make it. Let product string equals JSON dot stringify the product that we have. Fine. So we did this, and instead of passing the index now, we pass a product string. So now we have passed the object, but first we converted it into a string. Exactly same we passed to the server, exactly the same way. And now instead of here, we are getting a product string. Now what we can do, now to convert the product string into an object again, what we have to do, we have learned it, right? We have to JSON dot parse it, the opposite. So to convert an object to string, right? Remember this thing from the last project. To convert an object to string, we use JSON dot stringify, and to convert the string to object, we use JSON dot parse. So we again parsed it. That basically means we converted it into an object and then stored it in the card. Not a problem. Same thing. Let's see if it is still working. Okay, that's a problem. It is not taking it as a string. Okay, let me just check once. This should work actually. Dot to a JavaScript string. Right? So instead of JSON string, I'm converting into a JavaScript string. Let's just see what's happening here. Now am I able to pass it? Now I have converted that thing to a proper JavaScript string. What is your question, Ashish? Can you answer? I got it. What? Index was passed because it was normal variable, not object variable, sir. Index was passed because it was an array, and we are looping through the array. So to pass the current object, we actually pass the current index of the object. That's what we did, Ashish. So like we are looping through the array, so we have two ways. Either we can pass the object or we can pass the index. Right? Let's do it. Let's see if it is working for us. So we convert it into a proper string. What is the question, Ashish? Can you please tell me? You want to get it from name, right? But I said if you want to get the product from name, so let's say if I pass name from there, and yahan pe we have to access, we have to get all the object. We don't only need the name, we have to get the whole object. And to get the whole object from name, we have to search it. We have to again loop through that, again compare it with the name, get the object and then store it. That will be a tedious task. That will be a longer task, right, Ashish? If we pass name, we have to again search the product by name. Are you getting it, Ashish? Yes, we can pass, and then we just pass the name and print the console in search method. Where you want to pass name, I don't know. Yes, we can do that, but we are not doing it by name. We want the whole object, Ashish. Are you getting my point? We can pass through name, but we don't have to do that because we want the whole object. And to not search method, only in add to cart. Yes, Ashish, we can do it. Why not? See, I think this is what you want. You just want to check it. You can make it and do it, right, Ashish? You can't. This is what you want. Okay, let me check what is the problem. Okay, you're saying that passing any kind of variable is a problem, right? Passing any kind of variable is okay, fine. And I feel convert this double quote into single quotes. Let's see if it is working fine. I feel double quotes is a problem. Let's see if it is working. No argument list. Okay, it's not taking it as an argument. Okay, He's asking like add to cart and stuff. Okay, okay, fine, fine. I got it, got it. Okay, so basically we are able to pass index, but we are not able to pass any kind of. Okay, let's convert this to a string so that we can go with my method. Let's convert this to a string, Ashish, for once, and let's see if it is working then. Okay, no. Okay, I got your problem. Let's see how we can solve it. Missing bracket after argument list. How it is missing bracket after argument list. Okay, let's see how this function is shaping first. Let's inspect this. We'll solve it, Ashish. Don't worry, we'll solve it. Okay, this is the problem. See it here. See it for yourself. See. So actually, there is no double quotes inside it. No, no, no. There is no double quote. See that? I'm printing white t-shirt and it is getting printed as it is. So basically, this white t-shirt is getting considered as a variable because it is not in double quotes. So actually, the problem is we have to add the double quotes here, and then we can pass anything actually. Let's do this thing. Add double quotes because it is actually considering it as variable. Now let's see. See the formation now. See the formation. How it is working. Are we getting double quotes? And now we are getting double quotes. See this? Okay, Ashish, we have solved it. We have solved it. See it now. Perfect. You just have to put double quotes here because we are printing the white t-shirt directly. We are printing the white t-shirt directly. So actually we wanted to pass a string, but we were passing a variable. That was my mistake too. So actually we don't need this thing now. Actually, I was trying to convert this to a string instead of passing double quotes. We didn't see it. We didn't see it. So fine. I can now pass the product directly. But actually I have to convert it into a string. I have to do that. So sorry. I can't pass. We don't have to do this, but I have to pass this. Because this is the correct way of converting an object to a string. You cannot just put double quotes and convert an object to a string. This is the correct. So first you convert your object to string and then pass it as in double quotes and then you will get it there. What if we want to quantify of same to quantity of same product? We have to make that feature. We can't make everything Pradyumna, but we have to make. You have to practice and see how can you do it. Cool. Let's see if we are getting. So we should get a product string now. So the problem was actually double quotes. That's what I missed. That's totally fine. So now I again got the product string. I converted it into object and pushed inside the card. And now let's console.log. See. Let's see. And okay, that's still a problem. Now what? Okay, my object also has a lot of double quotes inside it. See, that is the problem. See the problem? My object also has a lot of double quotes inside it. So now this is actually creating a mess for me. See, name has a double quotes, white t-shirt, size, and everyone is having some kind of double quotes. Now that is creating problem for me. So let's do something for that. Actually, passing index is very great, but if we have to pass an object, let's see what we can do. We'll make a single quotes here. Let's make a single quotes and see if it works inside it. Okay, I think it should work now. What is the problem, man? That's fine, right? Double quotes inside it. Syntax unexpected end of input. Okay, it's a JS error. It's fine. Yeah, I passed it. I did it. I did it right. I did it. See? Yes, whether we can use that, we have to remove the double quotes and then add them, or else we can format our object properly. So what we can do is we can just no actually take double quotes. Either we can pass index or we have to remove. If we remove this and not stringify Ashish, then the problem will be if we directly pass the product, will it get the object? Because now it will be formatted like this, right? Now it will be formatted like this. See, object. Will it take the object properly? Are you sure? Okay, I think now it should take. Now let's do one thing. Okay, now we have formatted it properly. Let's see if it is working now. We have already used backtick. We have already used backtick, Vijay. It's already in backtick. Here we can't use back. Okay, you're saying to end it with backticks here. So if we end the backtick, we can't use this templating, right? Then we have to use this plus wala thing. Let's see if this is working. I think this will work now. Let's see. Okay, God, this is hello. I think we don't have that much time to solve everything right now. We have to move ahead. We are getting the problem because of this double quotes inside the object. Okay, I just removed it, right? I just tried it. Let's say if I remove this instead of stringify, then instead of product string, it's product, right? Ashish, it is product. So let's okay, okay. Can we pass this off? Let's see if we can pass this object. No, because now we are passing only this, right? Object. It will not work. This is not a data. This is not a proper data, Ashish. This is not a proper data. This object is not a data, right? So let's for now, we'll solve it. If right now we don't have that much time to get into this. So if I solve it, I'm definitely gonna include it in a new file and share it to you. I will solve it after this session. But just for now, just for sake to complete all these things, let's just pass index for now. Please. Cool. Let's just pass index for now. Yeah. Just for now, everyone. I'll solve it and share it to you. Don't worry. We just don't have time, that much time to perform all the things right now. So just for now, I'll pass index. Cool. I hope we are fine till here. We're fine with index. Don't worry, I'll share you the solved solution because we don't have time right now to perform all these things. Let's see if this is working. The card system. Okay, add to cart, perfect object, add to cart, two objects. That's so perfect. Right, it is working. I'm definitely going to solve it. Don't worry. I'll solve it after the session and share it. Don't worry about it. And let's make one more function. Okay, and I'll do one thing. Just for now, I'll just create one more div like this and make it ID of cart. Just for now, please understand this. This is where I display my cart. Right? This is where I display my cart. Like I'm not creating a new page for cart. Just down here, I'll also display my cart. Fine? Just for now. Right here. This is where I'm trying to display my card. I'm fine with this. This is just below. Fine. Okay. So I'm going to use a display card function. Okay, now the problem is it displays it into a product wrapper. And now I have a new ID. Now I have a new HTML, right? So I can't use the same function because the first function displays everything in product wrapper. And now I want to display it in a cart, right? So I have a solution actually. I have a solution for that. So we can teach this display function, right? For like who I want to display. So by default, I'll write like this, right? So by default, like I'll just write who. I'll just write who. Who will by default products. Or else we can just do like this. Product wrapper. By default, who is product wrapper? Instead of passing product wrapper down here, we can just pass who. So by default, it displays in product wrapper. But when I'm going to display in cart, again I'll perform display products. And now this time I'll pass my cart array and I'll pass a value for who, that is cart. Okay, remove cart. We'll see how it works. Don't worry about it. Are we getting it what I'm doing? So if display product is passing everything normally, only products, what it will do? It will consider who as a product wrapper, right? So it will just display the data in product this product wrapper by default. But when we pass cart here, it was a default parameter. So instead of product wrapper in who, it will be cart in who right now. We actually did this thing in the last session also for the search and everything. And we'll display in cart. Are we clear with this? Are we understanding? I think this was explained in the last project also. We did this same default parameter functionality for search and normal display. Are we clear with this, everyone? Are we? So by default, who will be product wrapper? But when I'm displaying for cart, I'll pass cart inside my who, and then it will display in that particular who, whatever I'm passing. So basically, my document.getElement is very dynamic. It can also display product wrapper. It can also display. See what I'm doing is listen once again. By default, I was writing product wrapper, right? So by default, I was writing product wrapper. Listen this. By default, I was writing product wrapper. So it was displaying in the upper div. But the name of the lower div here, it is CC. See it here, don't worry. The name of the lower div is cart. So I have product wrapper to display product, but I have cart to display my cart product. So what I planned, so by default, everything was displayed in product wrapper. So what I did, instead of writing product wrapper, I created a parameter named who and stored product wrapper in that, right? It is a string, right? So instead of writing product wrapper there, I can write who. Totally fine, right? It's same. It's still the same. Are we clear till here? It's still the same. Whether I write product wrapper or I store this product wrapper string inside a who variable and then write it. It's still the same, right? Gitika, are you cleared? Nidhi, are you cleared? Pranita, Vijay Kanan, are we clear with this at least? Now, Gitika and everyone, just listen. So, who is basically a parameter? This value will come from the function where I'm calling this, right? But by default, it is product wrapper. So, if I'm not passing anything, the value for who will be product wrapper. So, by default, everything will be displayed in the ID product wrapper. So, like in this case, I'm just passing products. I'm not passing where to be displayed, not passing the second parameter. But in the cart system, I'm passing the ID where I want to display. So I passed cart. So now it was a default parameter. So now I'm passing a value. So instead of taking product wrapper, it's who will take cart as its ID. And instead of writing product wrapper here, I'm just writing cart. So document.getElementById cart. We performed the exact same thing in the last project too. Now let's see if it is displaying. So देखो, cart is empty. Down there, cart is empty, right? Let's make it. Add to cart. See? It is in the cart. Add to cart. See, we have to like add a remove to cart button here. We're gonna definitely gonna do it. Don't worry. Again, see, so simple. Are we clear with add to cart? If you want, you can store it in a local storage also. Are we clear with this? Let's quickly make a remove from cart and then we can close the session for today. Let's quickly make a remove from cart. So again, same thing. There's a by default add to cart button here. So again, I have to specify like when to display add to cart and when to display remove from cart. So again, same thing. I'll come here. Um, it is a string. Again, okay, so I have to replace the button from add to cart to remove a cart and something like that. Let's see how we can do that. It depends actually. So if it is product wrapper, then it should have add to cart, and if it is what I can say, yes, I'm gonna use if else. Don't worry, I'm gonna use if else, but I'm just showing where to use it. So I'll use it here actually. So who, if who is equal to same thing. I'm gonna use the same thing. Product wrapper. I want to make this thing. I want to make this as my production. Perfect. Else, if who is cart. Actually, you want to change the button, right, Velen? We have to change the button. So we have to change the complete string here. And we have to call a new function, right? That's why. So now, if who is cart, if I'm displaying it in a cart, I don't have to display add to cart button, I have to display remove from cart. Let's see if it is working first. Let's see if it is working. Right? Let's see. Add to cart. See it now. Perfect. Did you see it? Remove from cart. Add to cart. Remove from cart. Yeah, I changed it. Tausif, not a problem. I changed it. Is it clear to everyone? Are we clear with this? Now, the final functionality for the day, remove from cart. So basically, we have to remove the current object from it. That's all we have to do. We have to remove the current object. So I'll pass again the index, and I just have to remove that. So we learned it, right? We have a function named, remember this thing? We have the function named slice that we use for delete. The same thing we're gonna use here. We had, yes, we are passing, that's why we're passing index. I'll just check how to pass objects. I'll just make it and give a solution. Yes, remove will not work right now. We're gonna make it. See it now. So the index, and from that cut one. Same as the delete functionality, right? Yes, I'm using slice, same as the delete functionality. And that's done. That is done. But there's one problem now. Okay, no, there's no problem. There's no problem. There's no problem. I'm so sorry. There's no problem. It will work. Okay, function. Remove from cart. And again, I'm passing the index of the element. We're definitely going to use that. We always use splice for deleting elements. So from that index, delete one element. So basically, I'm deleting one element. Is this function clear? Remove from cart. Is this function clear? Yeah, don't worry. I'll just make it and I'll just, if I don't get anything, I'll just write in the document. Don't worry. When I share the files, you'll get it in the same file. Inside the shopping.js, I'll be commenting it just down below. Don't worry. Let's see if it is working. Let's do it. Add to cart. Perfect. Let's add to cart one more thing. Add to cart. Perfect. Let's remove. Remove from cart. Perfect. Add to cart. Remove from cart. Add to cart. Remove from cart. Add to cart. Remove from cart. Are we cleared with this? Like, this is not the complete system, but this is, you can say, the almost the right system to do it. Basically, when you create with the proper data, you have IDs in data that maintain the uniqueness of the product. So we don't have that feature right now because we don't have IDs for our data, but still this is the, you can say, the lookalike of a shopping system that works totally fine for adding and removing and searching. So now we have a shopping system which has products. We can search by, like, we have only one search box which searches by name, color, and this description. We can, if you like, you can enhance this project by adding filters for price and size. Okay, Pradimna, actually we can do it, but for that we need IDs for the product because there is no uniqueness right now. So we have to check again. See, so if we have to check if that product is already present in the cart, then increment the value. And if it is not present, then add. We have to do that thing, Pradimna. Yeah, please, you can try it, but right now we don't have a lot of time. I have already taken 1 hour 9 minutes extra, so I just think they don't shout at me. Not a problem. Yeah, we can also make it. So if you like, you can enhance it. Not a problem. You can add pagination. You can add filters for size and color, and you can add search for cart only. So there are a lot of things you can do. Like, I have taught you a lot of things now. So you can do a lot of things. Please make option for size like L and M too large. Oh, you can do it, right? You can, people can do it. On the community. Yeah, we missed the slider too, man. We didn't have that much time. Okay, don't worry, you will understand the slider. I'll make a slider and share. I'll make a slider and share. Don't worry. Yes, they will be covered. Redux and hooks will be covered. Don't worry. They are part of the React. Okay. So I hope you people enjoyed this thing. Hope you people learned a lot of things. Now, remember this thing. Whatever you have learned till now, you can enhance this project by using the same logic. You can create new projects by using the same logic. The things that you have learned are almost the things that are required to create any kind of project. You can also create a new Facebook by the skills that you have learned in JS. You don't have the backend right now, but you can create the whole front end of any website by using all these things. Yes, Pranita, but we didn't get the time. We actually completed the important things, but I'll create a slider and share it with the folders that I share on the weekends. So whatever I'll share in the next hour, I'll create a slider and share it. Don't worry about it. I'll create a slider and share it. Don't worry. And it will be very easy to understand because you understand second interval. So actually, it will be a very great project. You have not seen me making it. You'll just get it. So you have to understand. So it will be actually a very good exercise for you to understand what I've done. We are still planning, Ashish. We are still planning. We are still planning. But whatever updates you want, you can just go on the community and you can see it there. Whatever doubts you have about the course, about the Merge stack, you can just go on the community and you can see, guys, please. Yeah. The exams are on 26th, 26th of September. And the assignment that I'm going to give you today will basically, the deadline for them will be Wednesday midnight. And the exams are on 26th. And you'll get the mail about whoever is eligible for the exam. You'll get the mail. Whoever is eligible for the exam will get the mail. The exam is on 26th of September, and the deadline for the next assignment that I'm going to give today will be Wednesday midnight. And I hope, Komal, your doubt is cleared for searching multiple things using one text box. Like, there are a lot of ways to make it, but that was one way. You can check it on the community, Achal. It will be basically MCQ, so don't worry about it. It will be MCQ. You can check it on the community, the dates and everything. I just informed you a little about it. I hope, Komal, your doubt is cleared about searching 3 or 4 things using a single input box. And hope you people enjoyed it. The assignment will not be big. Actually, I'll give you the assignment to just enhance this project a little. So the next assignment will be just to enhance this project. So I'll write it down. You all get this project, you all take it or create a new one. Same like this. I'll give 4 or 3 enhancements that you can do in the same project. That will be an assignment for the next 3 days. Yes, you can do it, Shreyansh. It's totally fine if you are unable to do it. You can just upload it, and you can also post your doubts on the community so that we can solve it. So the next assignment will be enhancement of this project. Not a problem, Achal, not a problem. The community will get the complete date and time. You can just go on and check there. And I feel there might be options available for people who are not available. So just check on the community. Please check on the community. You'll get all the doubts solved there. Thank you, William. Thank you for that compliment. Thank you so much. You instead of screenshot, you can upload the project, right? Shreyansh, you can upload the project. On 26th, Tanvi. On 26th. Yep. Thank you, William. Yeah, assignment will be easy. Don't worry. Just the enhancement of the same project. I'll just add few more things to add into it, and you people will add. I'm happy that you people learn new things. Shoaib sir, do we know the timings of the exam? Wait a second, Anjali will just confirm.
Yes, sir. It will be 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah, the timing for the exams will be 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
8
Right?
p.m. 8,
8
yeah.
p.m. Yeah.
We will inform about everything in the mail, sir.
What happened? Yeah.
We will inform about everything in the mail. Every detail will be mentioned in the mail.
You will get every detail about the exam on the mail. Don't worry, guys. You'll get a mail in which all the details related to the exam will be mentioned. So all your doubts will be cleared. Don't worry about anything. All people will get a mail in which everything will be there. Fine. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Okay. So I think we can close it now.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Bye-bye.